6 races remain. That is all that remains to get into the chase for the Cup. And the good news is we're already locked ourselves in. We've got multiple race wins this season. We're well within the top 20 in the points. I think, honestly, we're probably just going to be okay. The goal for me now is to try to help Steven and Joe, though. That's my new goal. We're going to the Tropicana 400. And again, I got a brand new paint scheme thanks to Mosby because Mosby hooked me up with some paint schemes. And this is the Big Mama's House 2 scheme. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and grab our best looking car. We don't have very much to go off of because we're still overhauling and building some things. We're going to use our best chassis that we have with the highest grip. We're going to use an engine that we've already used like twice already, and our best body, which is not that great anymore because it's been used. Let's just say it like that. It's been well used already this season throughout the most part. So we're just going to go ahead and head to the racetrack and see what we can do next. All righty, here we go. Big Mama House 2, first race on the track. We're going to go ahead and kind of see what we can do here in Chicagoland. This is a good looking car. And it looks really pretty going around the track. So once again, shout out to Mr. Mosby for hooking me up with yet another movie scheme. These schemes have come in clutch during this season. Now down into turn 3 and 4 here at the Tropicana 400. I feel like the car is actually really good. I think the chassis is doing most of the work over the aerodynamics. Third. Could we be in line for a pole here? I feel like we don't have pole speed. Like, if we get on pole, we're just going to get freight trained. I guess that's been our reoccurring theme for us this season, hasn't it? Keep in mind, we are on legend difficulty, so we've just had really good cars. Coming down to the line. Yeah, this is pole.
Pole position, great job.
Knew it. See you guys at pre-race.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Series comes to Illinois this week for today's race, the Tropicana 400 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Barney, we're still kind of new to this place. What do you think so far?
Well, Joe, this really is a state-of-the-art facility. It's a 1.5-mile tri-oval similar to Las Vegas with more banking. We're in for a great race today.
The 53 car has a remarkable qualifying average this year.
Starting up front is a big advantage, as you don't have to use the car up to get to the front of the pack. That means when it comes to money time, you still have something left.
Robbie Gordon really needs a good finish in this race. He's got a long way to go on the points list.
Well, there's always going to be someone who has to fill in the bottom of the points list. Of course, none of these guys want to ever see their name there. Sometimes it's just not your season to shine.
Sterling Marlin picked up Rookie of the Year honors in 1983, but it took him over 10 years to find his way to victory lane.
But he made it there in impressive fashion. If you have to wait that long to pick up a win, you might as well make it a big one. And Sterling did with a win in the 1994 Daytona 500.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
You know, these movie schemes really have brought me some good luck. I mean, at least qualifying wise. Joe and Steven qualified 35th and 36th. AJ Allmendinger down at 38th. It's been a few races since we've had Bill Elliott nearby, but I've received word from the Team Red Bull camp that the reason why Bill Elliott hasn't been on track too much is because Bill Elliott has decided to work as an administrative type assistant. Not assistant, but more like the administrative guy for the NASCAR series. So he's been working more in the factory trying to get all of us some upgrades, some much needed improvements. So that's where he's been. So never fear. Bill Elliott is still near. So first lap, we immediately fell back to 6th here, and I'm not too concerned about being 6th and 6th overall. I mean, could have been much worse. We just don't have the engine power, and I don't think the body of the car is helping with the downforce. So that's where most of our issue comes from, is that the car gets extremely aero tight in the draft. So that's been most of the problem. There was a little bit of a kerfluffle back here in the tri-oval, I guess the dog leg now, as Jimmy Johnson pretty much drives by me with his Shamu paint scheme from SeaWorld.
Number 31 is gaining on you.
down into turns 3 and 4 here on lap 3, and we're kind of settling in. We're 7th. I think the chassis is doing most of the hard work for us. We can't make anything track specific yet. I've asked if Honda could help us with that, but they're like, it's impossible at this current time for them to make anything track specific. So we don't have anything that's track specific yet. But hopefully in season 2, they'll, develop some extra stuff for us, and we'll be able to do it. But right now, we're just we're hunkering down here while also being aero tight. And we're aero tight at some of the worst times. Talladega race winner Jeff Gordon is in front of me here. Not entirely certain how he'll do today, but Denny Hamlin is the current race leader. I'm very surprised at Denny Hamlin's ability this season. He's definitely one of the bright spots in the sport, him and Martin Truex Jr. I think they're going to have some pretty good careers in NASCAR, honestly. I think that's going to be a given for them. Got Kurt Busch behind me, and I have to have a lot of off-throttle time to even make it into the corners. Jeff Burton has now moved up to 8th. Make that 7th as I get tight again from behind. Now I do have a Martin Truex Jr. who is trying to make a move on my inside. I'm going to try to draft a little bit here with Jeff Burton and dive in there into turn 1 and 2, cutting off Martin Truex Jr. So that was 1 dive and a half. That was a send and a half, honestly. But I do get the advantage on the throttle, so I enjoy it. The grip that we have in the chassis is great from the Honda side of things, so I'm really enjoying it. Joe is up to 20th, and Steven is up to 23rd also. So we're making moves so far this, part of the season. I think the Honda teams have really come together and done really well. I mean, even AJ Allmendinger is up to 28th right now. So we're seeing the Honda programs really starting to excel and, succeed. And as long as I can keep my car clean, I think we do have a good top 10 car here. Just based on the fact that we got a really good chassis. Motor's still a little weak, but we'll live with it. Honda's been doing their best. I've got Jeff Gordon blocking me, so I guess that means that the truce that I've had with the GM drivers is pretty much over now that Jeff Gordon is trying to stop me from getting past him so I can chase after Jimmy Johnson.
Stay patient. You're about 4 seconds behind the leader. At 24 car.
So I'm going to get into his rear bumper a little bit just to let him know, like, hey, I'm here. I've got the speed. Let me go. And he'll move up the track here ever so slightly.
The 24 car is still there.
And I think I've got the overspeed, at least while the tires are still good.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
clear. 30, 50.
I got Jeff Gordon dead to rights there. I missed when they said when we were halfway on fuel, so I'm going to assume they said it around lap 10, which is, if that's the case, this is going to be a 2-stop race.
Easy, buddy. That left front tire's seen some action.
Mike Bliss is that car that's kind of all the way out there by himself and dead last. He is making minimum speed, but he is just ever so slightly at minimum speed. Love to see Joe and Steven up to 19th and 20th with AJ Allmendinger 26th.
The leaders are coming into pit.
Early pit stop for some of these guys.
Keep an eye out.
I think they're going to try to make it lap 12.
Not much gas left.
So if they're going to do 12 laps or 13 laps, that means they'll be pitting on lap 26 again and then lap 39, and they should be good to go all the way to the end from there. If their logic holds up that they're doing it every 13 laps. Now, if they're doing it every 12 laps, then it'll be 12, 24, and then 48. Steven is one of those cars that did hit pit road, by the way. So a caution now would be bad for Steven. Car is really holding up really well cornering wise, and we got 3.2 gallons left. So I think we're going to try to extend this as far as possible, see where we're going to actually need to pit and go from there.
Running on fumes, buddy.
Denny Hamlin is in. Matt Kenseth inherits the lead. Jimmy Johnson moves up to second. I'm third.
The leaders are getting away from you.
We were at 3.2 last time by. We're at 1.9. Ooh. We're burning through some fuel, aren't we? We will pit this time. We won't be able to make it back around. No speeding.
Car pass. Drop back to 4.
All right. 4 tires and fuel, 17-second pit stop. That's a little slow, but I think we'll be okay. Jason Leffler just pulled out in front of me. Come on. Hit it. There we go. 17 seconds, boys. Man, this paint scheme just looks so comically amazing that I love it. Like, I know you guys gotta love this.
2 cans of gas, 4 tires of gas on this stop. And that's what this
All right, 17-second stop is good enough for...
Master car.
We just got passed by Denny Hamlin.
You're clear.
There goes 2 of the other guys who were leaders that were chasing Denny. So right now we're 20th. So we should actually be out in a pretty decent amount of time. So about 15 laps. So lap 30 will be the next time we pit. And then we'll have to pit around lap 45. If we can go 15, I think we would be better off hitting before lap 45. So if I can, it will be like maybe a lap 30 and then we'll pit on lap 40 just to give ourselves the full fuel run.
Watch the cars coming out of the pits, buddy. All clear, buddy.
So we'll try it that way. I think. I'm gonna go ahead and pass Jimmy Johnson on pit stop. So our pit crew actually did a good job getting us out of pit road on time. No mistakes. Really a good pit stop. We're actually chasing after Matt Kenseth now without being held up by Jimmy Johnson. So we actually moved up. That's not the 11 car. The 11 car has been on pit road or been on and off pit road before me. He's first. What are you talking about, crew chief? What are you smoking? Whatever you're smoking, please stop. I know we're in Chicago, but stop. All right, we're in the draft of Mike Bliss here on lap 20. So field is lapping Mike Bliss down. He is just that slow. I do have a hard charging Jimmy Johnson coming back after me though, and I am losing some time to Matt Kenseth who's in front. So that's not great, but it's okay.
Keep on it.
Got one eye.
Got past Mike Bliss with really no true issues, and I'm hoping that we can hold on to like 5th. Steven is 14th and Joe is 17th. And Denny Hamlin is just on a tear this season. Had it not been for what I did to him at Michigan, he probably would have won Michigan too. He reminds me of a really dominant Dale Earnhardt Jr. right about now. Because everybody knows, like in the base game, Dale Jr. was like the GOAT of NASCAR Thunder 04. Mike Bliss is still circulating, so that's perfectly fine. Somebody is blowing up down here in turn 3 and 4. That is John Andretti driving the 45 car. Petty Enterprises just has not had any luck with that 45 car this season, be it Kyle Petty or John Andretti.
We're gaining on the leader. Let's go now. Still 7 seconds off the lead.
Down year for Jeremy Mayfield, too, who's down at 41st. I think Dodge shouldn't have made the changes that they made to their car. I think they should have stayed with the Dodge Intrepid. I think most of the Dodge teams are struggling when they're not running near the front. So hard to see. But, I mean, I guess Bob Labonte is like their highest running Dodge driver.
19.
Keep coming. We're getting there.
The 29 car is outside. Hey, that's where the
I didn't mean to get into Kevin Harvick, but okay. At least it wasn't anything too dangerous, and we didn't get any damage, so it was all cosmetic. Got a little tight coming off the corner. Harvick was pitting this lap anyway. Probably could have held off. A caution now would not guarantee that anybody can make it on fuel. Like that's probably been our main issue, is that we need to be very cognizant of what's going on around us
Gotta be low on fuel. Check your gauges.
as a team. Like Joe and Steven are on pit road like now. I can probably get to like lap 30, hopefully. I know my pit crew is a little nervous, but that's okay.
114.
You got some passes left in there somewhere. I know you do. Let's go now. Still 7 seconds off the lead.
Also didn't want to enter an extremely busy pit road. That's my other thing, is I want to make sure we avoid an extremely busy pit road. So we'll be coming this time by. I think David Strimmy in front of me is also pitting, but we'll have to see. Yep, he is pitting.
Got one outside. We got shuffled back to 3rd. Keep digging.
After all that exciting racing on the track,
I'm surprised they let us come down pit road. 4 tires and fuel, guys. 4 tires and fuel. That was an unsafe pit entry. Also getting held up a little bit by David Strimmy.
and get back into the race.
It's not going to be a clean exit for him and I. If we get out of pit road before him, he's going to probably hold us up. Come on, 4 tires.
They'll also put in 2 cans of gas. 4 tires of gas on this stop. And that's
17-0 flat, but we got out ahead of or behind the 40 car, so surprise. But I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. That is a, Ganassi Racing entry pit crew. So that's the pit crew that Sterling Marlin had last season. So I guess I should have expected them to be pretty fast. Their driver is just not that great. Excuse me, David Strimmy.
61-43.
Ooh, tried to pinch me.
The 40 car is still there. You're in 10th. You're clear.
Alrighty, so we will be pitting early. Ryan Newman is still on track and circulating as the leader, with Dave Blaney, Dale Jarrett, Jamie McMurray. Car doesn't like the high side here, and Jeremy Mayfield is running just as low as his teammate, or just as low as his manufacturer's supported car was doing.
Run strong. Now let's work our way to the front. Only 8 seconds back to the leader. Stay hungry.
Okay, we're clear.
Alrighty, gotta keep to the plan. The plan is we're gonna be pitting just earlier than anybody else, so we can technically make it. So I gotta go as hard as possible for this run, and then we'll be good to go for the last run. Steven is up to 13th and Joe is 15th right now. Just a small update on them. AJ Allmendinger's 25th. 15 of Paul Menard is coming down pit road. We do have some cars pitting now, actually.
26. Up high.
Okay. They're taking my idea.
Quick as you've been all day.
Still beside you. The 26 car was passing high.
Didn't realize we had some cars coming down pit road already. I guess I shouldn't have been very vocal about my plans. I guess they heard me. Now comes the new conundrum. Do I wait to pit and see if there's a caution, or do I still stick to my plan and then hope that there isn't a caution? Got Michael Waltrip on my inside. I can't make it down. Not safely. Need to go one more.
55 car is still there. 30, 49.
Muscled my way down past him.
We're getting there.
You're clear. Number 17. It's up high.
Matt Kenseth didn't need to block me as hard as he did. There's nothing to gain from blocking like that, but we'll be pitting this time.
Still beside you. The 17 car is still there. You've got the number 3 spot.
Right rear's getting worn. Take it easy out there.
4 tires and fuel. 4 tires. Oh my gosh, Mark Martin's gonna come out and block us. That was a little stutter there. Joe has already made his pit stop and come back out. Steven is now up to 12th, and he'll be passing me here shortly. Actually, Steven's on pit road.
Stop now. It looks like it's going to be
No cautions.
so far.
That would be so sad.
Going on the machine. Also putting in 1 can of gas. Looks like only a half a can on the second. 4 tires and 1
All right, go. Let's go. Here we go.
Watch the guys on the track. Car high.
Now this is risky because we are 25th. About to be 2 laps down, actually. But if everything cycles through, we should be good to go all the way to the end from here. I see Kasey Kahne, gonna jump him on the undercut here. So I just passed Kasey Kahne.
The leaders are fit.
Unless something happens to Denny Hamlin, I don't think we're gonna catch him, but we'll see.
47.
It's Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick. Those are the 2 guys ahead of me. Denny Hamlin's got out of pit road pretty clear, although he is in traffic. So I didn't undercut Denny Hamlin. I'm being held up by Kevin Harvick here.
33. We're getting some.
And that Joe Gibbs team they've done well. They've done real well.
You're in second place.
You let him by.
got into Kevin Harvick's door a little bit because I didn't appreciate him blocking me so hard. Yeah, Denny Hamlin's got this. I've got nothing. Again, unless something happens in front of him, like somebody checks up something serious. Because he's in traffic. Ah. Overdrove the corner. I just need to hold on a second now.
Easy now. Gonna need some of that grip later. All clear, buddy. Number 10 is blocking. Number 17 is inside.
Man, screw Kasey Kahne. Screw him in that mess that he pulled. That was some serious BS right there.
A rare caution-free race.
Well, that's good news for all these race teams because that can mean one thing: no major wrecks.
The 53 car gets a strong top 5 finish.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a top 5 finish, that's for sure.
The 53 car had some problems on the track with the 10 car.
I'm not sure how all this got started, but now that they have a little history on the track, it'll be something to watch in the weeks ahead.
Thanks for joining us. For Barney Hall and the rest of us here at EA Sports at MRN, we'll see you next time.
It's safe to say that me and Kasey Kahne still aren't going to be on good terms. Although I do have some bonus for you. Steven and Joe finished pretty well, so I'm happy. Now that we've done the Tropicana 400 and we've gotten that out the way, Denny Hamlin dominated the entire field, leading 44 laps. I don't know what Joe Gibbs has underneath the hood of that 11 car, but yeah, that's kind of scary. Kasey Kahne, Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, and I finished in the top 5. I am not on speaking terms with Kasey Kahne right now. Ryan Newman, Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, and Jeff Gordon ran out your top 10. For those that are curious about Steven and Joe, Steven finishes 15th, with Joe finishing 16th. Now, that's not a lot of points for Joe because he only gets 101 points, but it is beginning to swing some momentum his way. So we're starting to see momentum coming towards Joe, and Steven as well, getting 102 points. So we're seeing that progression with our Honda cars, as well as even AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger finishing 28th, I believe, is a pretty good finishing spot for him. Not the greatest, obviously, but pretty up there. It's pretty decent. I'm also not really cool with Scott Riggs right now, but we'll cross that bridge later. Nor am I okay with the 80 car of Mike Bliss. What kind of blocking are you doing 2 laps down? Jeremy Mayfield finishes 47 laps. He apparently went out with a engine failure near the end of the race. Had to be heartbreaking for the 19 team, even though they were already running at the back anyway. So yeah, what a race. Let's head home. So that would be our second in 3 races, I believe. Caution-free race, because Talladega had all the cautions for us. Next race will be at New York, but we're not worried about that. I'm worried about the point standing. Us finishing so well has us still 9th in the standings, which is good. That's great from a seeding standpoint. I'm concerned about Steven being 19th. He's level on points with Mark Martin, who I believe hasn't won a race yet this season. Yeah, Martin hasn't won a race this season. Don't worry about the historical stats. Just worry about 2006. Part of the mod. Don't worry about that. Yeah, Mark Martin is not won a race this season so far. Okay. That's an interesting and shocking revelation for us that has followed Mark Martin since the very beginning of our series. Denny Hamlin is the 3rd guy to win 3 races in a season. We, of course, were one of them, as well as Kevin Harvick. I don't know who's going to win at New York. I don't even know anything about the New York track, so this is new to us. Our shop edition is complete, though, which is the engine shop. And we've also completed the chassis and stuff like that. So now that we have enough money for it, first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and build a better motor. This motor will be done in 9 races time. Now, Honda has assured me that it will not be 9 races when this engine is done. Reason why is because although we're paying up front $120,000 to do most of the work with William Rosado, we're also going to sit here and handle things with Honda themselves. Honda is sending in extra support, so it won't be a 9 race time to build this engine, from what I've been told. Now we'll see how that all kind of works out and shakes out and things like that. I mean, Honda did build our chassis for us and get it done in what, 3 races. So I kind of expect the same thing to happen if that's the case. But they're bringing over their guys from Formula One to help us with our engine here. So we'll hopefully have like a really good engine being built. So we're going to go ahead and put in the $120,000, book that in, go ahead and get that engine started. On top of that, we're also going to go ahead and overhaul chassis 3. Now, I know what you're thinking. Neko, why didn't you worry about chassis 2? Because chassis 3 seems to be our better chassis here. Now, of course, we could overhaul, get the 60 tire grip, 67 durability. But why would I do that when we can just go ahead and go 66 tire grip and 67 durability? Or we can just repair it. Yeah, we'll repair it for 97. We'll do that. We can also start a build on a new one, so I think we'll probably also knock that out. We will overhaul this second car body for $136,000. So I will contact Honda because we only have $25,000 left in the bank, and building a new chassis actually requires $83,000 just on the low end. High end is $125,000, so we can't do anything with the car at this moment. That's fine. We also can't afford another shop edition. The next shop edition I would want would probably be the Fab Shop, so we can go ahead and get more bodies in and increase downforce. But that's got to wait until we get more than $25,000 in the bank. There's a lot of information I keep lobbing at you guys, and I'm so sorry. By the way, did you guys realize we did not have an error this time around when it came down to our car being worked on? Yeah, I'm very happy about that. I hope you guys are too. Well, now that we've reached the very end of this episode, I hope you guys are very happy. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you like today's video. Chicagoland wasn't as eventful as Talladega, and that's okay because there was a lot of strategy that kind of went into this race and us getting our top 5. Should have been second. Granted, I no talented myself and then got touched by Kasey Kahne that sent me up into the wall and made me lose another spot to Kevin Harvick, and then I was technically in 4th, and then Matt Kenseth passed me, which led me down to 5th. My no talent genes, I just will never beat the allegations. At least for now. New York's next. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be easy, everybody.